Hi, welcome to one of the UE classrooms. Okay, so we're in one of the classrooms that we teach in here at the university, and I've got my whiteboard because I want to show you how to do some modelling I talked about in the video. So we're going to make a start. Now the first thing I want to do, so we're going to be modelling decomposition today. So that's taking away, okay? And you'll see that in just a minute, but the first thing I want to do is I want to show you that, look, in my hand I've got all the examples that I'm going to use as I model this, and I've even got the answers written down. Okay, now there's a couple of reasons for this. One is that you need to think of the examples you're going to use, and it's unlikely that you're going to think of them really on the spot really quickly. So, because this is part of your planning that you do. So first of all, it's good to have your examples written out. The other thing is I've got the answers because there's an awful lot going on while I do this, okay? I'm teaching, I'm modelling, I'm thinking about who's listening, I'm looking at the pupils, and I'm thinking, well, who's getting this and who's picking this up? And the last thing, I don't have enough mental brain space necessarily to think about, oh, is this the right answer? And it's okay to make mistakes in front of the children, sometimes that's fine, you can talk about that. But actually, it's better if you know you're going to get the right answer. So examples and answers already written out in my hand, okay? And that's fine. So let's go for the first example. If I'm going to teach this, I'm going to teach 2 examples in this first little video, and then I'm going to do 2 in the next, and then I'm going to finish off with a final example. So that'll be 5 in total, okay? So the first one then is this. Now you'll notice, okay, that this particular example doesn't require any kind of decomposition, any exchanging or rearranging of the numbers, okay? It's just to show that this is what we do when one of the digits or both of the digits are smaller than the digits above, okay? So it's just as an example. So I'm just going to go through this. So the first thing I'm looking at here, I'm checking, and 5, I can take 5 away from 8, okay? That's great. And my number facts tell me that that answer is 3. Okay, so I'm good so far. Then I'm looking into the tens column. Okay, so because I'm working in the tens column, and I'm going to put my answer in the tens column as well, I'm going to take 1 away from 2. Okay, and of course my number facts tell me that that gives me 1, which I put into the tens column. That's 110, and so my answer is 13. Okay, so those are, there's not much going on there. That's not particularly complicated, okay? So then I'm going to think about my second example. Okay, so so my second example, okay, is this: 35 take away 17. Okay, there we are. I'm going to put my symbol there as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the numbers first before I start, and I'm looking at these digits and I'm thinking, 7, I can't take, there isn't enough in 5 for me to take 7 away. Okay, so I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rearrange the numbers on the top so that I can do that. So here's my 5, here's my 3 or 3 tens, and I'm going to rearrange that. I'm going to take one of the 10s from the 3, okay, and I'm going to put it into the ones column to give me 15. And then I'm just going to cross out that 3 in the tens column and put a 2 to remind myself what I've done. So now I've rearranged the numbers, so I can take 7 away from this number at the top, okay, this 15 here at the top. And I'm just going to check that, just to make sure there's been no kind of funny business. I'm just going to check that this is a 2 10, so that's 20, and that's 15. 20 and 15, it still makes 35. That's our starting number. It still makes 35, so I'm good. So now I can take my 7 away from 15 because there's enough there, and that's my number facts again tell me that that's an 8. And now I'm left with the tens column. I've got 2 tens and 1 10. I'm just going to take that 1 away from the 2, and that leaves me with 1, and that gives me my answer. And finally, I'm just going to have a look at that. 18. Does that sound about? Yeah, I think that looks about right to me. It doesn't look like it's anything else.